Galnet News Digest, 24th of July 3304. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, an eye for an I.N.R.A. Righteous anger directed at Tharg-Lovers. Small missile fails to explode. No one hurt. An eye for an I.N.R.A. The Tri-Power Task Force has called this week for help in eliminating 2 League of Reparation bases. The League of Reparation appears to have been involved in a series of bizarre killings of prominent descendants of former officials of the now disbanded Intergalactic Naval Reserve Arm, or I.N.R.A. I.N.R.A. was responsible for the apparently not entirely successful genocide of the Thargoids, and for the murder of Commander John Jameson, legendary but gullible space pilot, and great-grandfather of engineer Laurie Jameson. It appears that the League of Reparation has been using the excuse of the murder of John Jameson as the justification for its killing spree, with the slogan "For Jameson" left at the site of each murder. The first League victim was Alliance Fleet Admiral Buchanan of Lave, and it appears that it was his replacement, Riri McAllister, who was the organiser or nexus of the League's activity. The investigation into the League, which took place mainly on Turner's World in Alioth, resulted in the death of Chief Inspector Kay Kilbride of the Alliance Interpol. It's her replacement, Mara Klatt, together with Captain Neve Sutonia of the Imperial Internal Security Service, who arrested Admiral McAllister after releasing Admiral Vorma, who'd apparently been framed by McAllister. There seems to be no logic or purpose in killing the innocent descendants of I.N.R.A. management, unless McAllister knows something we don't. Perhaps I.N.R.A. is not quite as defunct as everyone thinks. Perhaps someone is manipulating public opinion. And what business is it of McAllister anyway? Why was she suddenly angry about a death that occurred more than 150 years ago? Following the principle that it's best to shoot first and ask questions later, commanders have been asked to wipe out 2 centres of League of Reparation activities, one in Zibal and the other in Yenpalang. The federal operation appears to be garnering significantly more support than the Imperial effort, but there's no doubt that with generous payments on offer, mercenaries will quickly do the Alliance, Empire and Federation's dirty work, and hang the League of Reparation out to dry. Righteous anger directed at Tharg-Lovers. The Church of Eternal Void, a religion which values the civilizing influence of the ancient Guardian race, has been expressing its anger at the recalcitrant death cultists of the Thargoid-loving Thargod sect in a physical way this week, claiming to be upholding the Guardian struggle to eliminate Thargoids from the galaxy, and following Cardinal Hieronymus's call for church members to help in casting out the evil Thargoid sympathisers. The Voidoids have been firebombing Thargod chapels and smashing the windows of Thargod cult members' homes. Activist Juanita Bishop explained that while these actions might superficially appear unattractive, they're the only practical way to drive out sympathisers of the enemy that brave commanders have been fighting in Desiat and elsewhere. Thargod cult members have been unwilling or unable to put up a fight, and there seems to be a good chance that they may soon be eliminated. Members of local security forces, which must remain impartial in matters of religion, are believed to be sympathetic to those who believe that the Thargod cult is a dangerous and destabilising influence. After a week of violence, more than 20 deaths and several hundred injuries, almost all of Thargod cult members, only 7 rioters have been charged with public order offences. There's talk of banning Thargodians from owning businesses, of preventing them from mixing with people who do not hold their outlandish beliefs, and of imposing a curfew on them to make sure they can be easily located at night. Small missile fails to explode. No one hurt. An ancient, and we really do mean ancient, missile has been found deep under the sea near California on Earth. California, which gives its name to the California Nebula, was an ancient nation belonging to the United States of America prior to the Third World War. The United States was one of the aggressors and both fired and was fired upon by many hundreds of nuclear weapons. The weapon just found appears to be one of these missiles, dating from the time of the war, 2044 to 2055. It's badly corroded and cannot be definitively identified, but it appears to have contained a relatively primitive enriched uranium payload. The United States had an effective shield of lasers to protect it from attack, and not one missile landed in the United States throughout the 11-year conflict, leaving it in a strong position to acquire the territory of other former countries, become the United States of the Americas, and then later unite the globe to form the Federation of the United States, which was the beginning of what we know today as the Federation of Star Systems, or simply the Federation. The nuclear weapon has been made safe, and construction of the undersea dwellings which brought the missile to light has resumed. And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.